The snowfall was relentless as I trudged through the deserted streets, my breath visible in the crisp winter air. The full moon shone brightly, casting an eerie glow on the blanket of white. Welcome to the Alpha's Love channel. If you enjoy this story, don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Chapter 1. The snowfall was relentless as I trudged through the deserted streets, my breath visible in the crisp winter air. The full moon shone brightly, casting an eerie glow on the blanket of white. I had always loved the snow, but tonight it felt different. The full moon seemed to call out to me, its silvery light beckoning me forward on a mysterious journey. The snow danced and swirled in the moonlight, creating an otherworldly atmosphere that made me feel as if I was walking through a dream. As I walked, I felt as if I was the only person alive in this winter wonderland. The silence was deafening, only broken by the crunching of snow under my boots and the occasional howl of the wind. Despite the cold, I couldn't help but feel a sense of calm and serenity wash over me. It was as if the snow was cleansing my mind and purifying my soul. I didn't know where I was headed, but I felt compelled to keep moving forward, drawn in by the hypnotic call of the full moon. As I finally reached my home, I could see my dad sitting in the living room through the window. I opened the door and was greeted by the warm and inviting smell of hot cocoa. My dad looked up from his book and smiled as I walked in. "Welcome home." I couldn't help but smile back, feeling a sense of comfort and safety in my own home. I quickly shed my coat and boots and joined my dad by the fireplace, grateful for the warmth and company on such a cold and snowy night. As we sat and chatted, I could feel my eyes growing heavy. It had been a long day, and I was ready for some rest. "Well, I think it's about time for me to head to bed," I said as I stood up from the couch. "Good night, Dad," I added, giving him a hug and a kiss on the cheek before making my way up to my bedroom. I changed into my pajamas and crawled into bed, feeling the soft sheets against my skin and the familiar lull of my home surrounding me. With a deep sigh, I let myself drift off into a peaceful sleep. As the days passed and the temperatures rose, the trees came to life with new growth and a burst of color. The dreary grey of winter was replaced by the beauty of spring. The sweet melodies of birds and the fragrance of blooming flowers filled the air. One morning, I woke to the sun shining brightly through my window, signaling that it was time to embrace the spring days. I opened my window to let in the fresh air and the sound of children playing outside. I decided to take a stroll in the park, immersing myself in the sights and sounds of nature. The lush green grass and fully blooming flowers invigorated my senses and filled me with a sense of renewal and hope. However, as the seasons changed, the school days seemed to get longer and longer. As I sat at my desk, trying to stay focused on a monotonous lecture in my strategy class, my mind kept wandering. The day felt like an eternity, and all I could think about was going home. Suddenly, I was jolted back to reality by my teacher's voice. "Miss Luna, can you answer the question?" His tone laced with irritation. I looked up to see every eye in the room fixed on me, and I could feel my face flushing with embarrassment as I realized I had no idea what the question was. "Oh, what was the question again?" Trying to play it off with a sheepish smile. "Why is the battle between the Misty Pines and Winter Lake so important?" He repeated, clearly annoyed. "Oh, right. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨hearts out thanks to your unfailing patience, enthusiasm." Trying to gather my thoughts. "Well, there are two reasons why that battle is so significant. The Misty Pines pack was the first in 150 years to challenge the Lycan royal family at Winter Lake. Second, it was the first time that a combination of human form and wolf form was used to defeat an enemy in battle. Before that, all battles were fought exclusively in wolf form. This changed the way warfare was conducted from that point on, to where agent extraordinaire night丨 Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm, my teacher said sternly. Please make sure you pay attention in the future. I nodded, still feeling embarrassed as my sister Harmony called out across the room. Good job, Dumbo. Other Miss Luna. That's enough, my teacher warned her. Harmony just shrugged and flashed her perfect smile, flipping her perfect blonde hair over her shoulder. I'm sorry, Mr. Batch. I'll leave my little sister alone. You're only 2.5 minutes older than me, Harmony, I shot back, eliciting laughter from the rest of the class. Ding ding ding. As the bell signaled the end of the school day, I grabbed my things and practically ran out of the classroom, determined to escape Harmony. But as I made my way through the crowded hall, I was stopped by a familiar voice. Where are you going in such a hurry? I turned to see Alex, my boyfriend, walking towards me. His bright smile and perfect teeth were impossible to resist, and he pulled me in for a quick kiss on the cheek as he wrapped an arm around my waist. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeline Nilban, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Thank God it's you. Harmony has been on a rampage today. She's not so bad, he replied, earning a roll of my eyes. She's not so good. And she looks nothing like me. By the way, I have silver hair, not blonde like hers. My bad. Your hair is definitely different. As we continued down the hall, a teacher called out to Alex, greeting him as future Alpha. I couldn't help feeling a twinge of jealousy as I watched the teacher fawn over him, while I was mostly ignored. But Alex was quick to reassure me as we stepped out into the fresh air. Don't let it get you down, sweetheart. We're almost finished here. We turn 18 soon and have a life ahead of us. I know. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeline Nilban, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Twirling a strand of hair around my finger as I looked up at him. Alex was a physically striking and undeniably attractive guy. He was tall with an athletic build, and toned muscles that are evident even under his clothing, especially when he wore his tight tank tops. Wavy hair was always styled in a way that highlighted his sharp features and piercing blue eyes. His chiseled jawline and defined cheekbones give him a strong, masculine look that exudes confidence and sex appeal. He has a warm and inviting smile that adds to his overall charm and makes him seem like a genuinely caring person. Do you think it's weird that we haven't felt anything yet? I asked tentatively. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeline Nilban, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Or a need, or no urge, anything. Alex thought for a moment before shaking his head. No, I don't think it's weird. We're not 18 yet. Maybe that's when we're supposed to feel that spark. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeline Nilban, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Feeling a little relieved. But have you heard about Prince Edmund? He's almost 19 and he still hasn't found his mate yet. Almost 19. That's unusual, especially for a royal lycan, Alex said. Yeah, I don't think a royal hasn't mated at 18 in a few hundred years, I added. Maybe his mate is beyond the royal city, Alex suggested as he opened the car door for me. I sat in the car, staring out the window as an nagging feeling lingered at the back of my mind. Something was off, but I couldn't put my finger on it. I turned to look at Alex, who was fiddling with the radio. Do you feel different at all? Different? How he replied. I don't know. There's just something not right. Like something is missing. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeline Nilban, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Trying to explain the feeling. Alex took my hand and squeezed it reassuringly. We're not 18 yet. We have time to figure it all out. Plus, we have each other. That's all that matters. I smiled and leaned over to kiss him. Maybe he was right. We had time to figure everything out. Though now, I was just grateful to have him by my side. I turned back to the window and stared at the other kids heading toward cars and buses as we pulled out of the parking lot. As we drove home, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. I tried to push it to the back of my mind and focus on the present, but the nagging sensation persisted. When we got home, Harmony was already there and waiting for us in the living room. "Hey, losers," she greeted us with a smirk. "How did you get home so fast?" Rich brought his bike today. She smiled as Rich walked out of the kitchen with a sandwich. Rich wasn't that tall. Taller than Harmony, with a physique honed from hours spent on the football field and in the weight room. He exuded arrogant confidence and raw masculinity. His dull grey eyes and rugged jawline give him an air of danger, while his easy smile and quick wit make him impossible to resist. With muscles that bulge with every movement, he commands attention and ignites passion in almost all those around him. I found him to be completely insufferable and dull. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nobel, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. "Hi," I said. "Hey, Han," Alex said, giving her a hug. "Ugh, do you have to be so affectionate with her?" Feeling a twinge of jealousy. "Jealous much?" Harmony teased. "No, I'm not jealous. I just don't understand why you have to be so mean all the time." To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nobel, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Harmony shrugged. "It's just how I am. But seriously, to my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nobel, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. What's been up with you today? You've been acting weird all day." I hesitated, not sure if I wanted to share my feelings with her. But something about a concerned look on her face made me open up. "I don't know. I just have this feeling that something is off. Like I'm missing something, or like I'm not supposed to be here." Harmony's expressions softened. "It's probably just mating jitters. You're turning 18 soon and your wolf is probably getting antsy. Don't worry, it'll pass." I nodded, feeling a little better. Maybe you're right. It's just been a weird day. It's probably because our birthday is in 2 days and I'm being paranoid. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nobel, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Harmony and I shared a birthday. It has been expected that he would mate with one of us. Our father, Kenrick, has been the beta of the pack since his father died, and it's expected that our older brother will become the next beta. It only seems fitting that one of his daughters would be mated to the next alpha. Alex and everyone assumed that someone would be me. So we're still on for Sunday. I looked over at Alex. "We're still doing it right." "Oh, yeah." To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nobel, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Your mom and my mom have been planning for months. It's all they talk about. It is a big birthday for all of us. I suppose it is. I opened the door and climbed out. "Talk later." I waved and walked into the house. Servants and pack members bustled about as my mother shouted out orders. She acted more like a Luna than the actual Luna. Alex's mother, Luna Celeste, was a very gentle and sweet woman. Nothing like the no-nonsense woman who had an iron grip on her house. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nobel, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. "You're home. Where is your sister?" I kissed my mother on the cheek. "Hi, Mom." She was right behind me. "She's probably talking to Rich." My mother rolled her eyes and stormed off to another room. I don't like him. Nobody does, I muttered, walking up to my room. The weekend passed by quickly, and before I knew it, it was time to get ready for the big birthday party. Our parties were always held late at night, with the moon as our goddess and source of power. We celebrated not only our lives, but also gave thanks to Artemis for her blessings. I stood in front of the mirror, admiring the icy blue dress my mother had made for me. It matched my eyes and went well with my silver hair. The fabric hugged my curves perfectly. Harmony's dress was the same as mine, that amber in color to match her eyes. Hurry, girls. The guests are arriving. There's a big surprise for all three of you tonight. Our mother was more excited than I had ever seen her. What is she talking about? Harmony asked. I put on my matching blue shoes and walked down the stairs with my sister. I love you, she said as we stopped at the bottom of the stairs. What? I love you. I know I pick on you a lot, but I love you. I smiled at her. I love you too. Are you ready? I guess. Let's get this over with. We walked into the grand ballroom where all the high-ranking members of our pack, their families, and leaders from other packs were gathered. That's a lot of people, Harmony whispered. How often do the future alpha and twin daughters of the beta turn 18 on the same night? I guess never. Harmony pulled me onto the dance floor as the music started. The lights flashed and a smoke machine filled the area with fog. We danced and laughed as our friends and some of the other kids joined us. Suddenly, the music stopped and the lights came on. Is it time already? Looking at the clock, it was 900. Everyone was here, but why had the music stopped? Attention everyone. Please welcome our benevolent rulers, King Orsand and Prince Edmund of the Winterlake Pack. Alpha Anwar announced as an older man with grey hair and a commanding presence entered the room, followed by a younger version of him. The prince was tall. He towered over me, at least 6 feet tall. He really was a sight to behold. His sandy blonde hair falls in perfect waves, framing his defined face and ocean blue eyes. His muscles looked to be perfectly toned beneath his suit, hinting at the strength and power that lies beneath. He exudes a brooding intensity that is both alluring and mysterious. He has this almost magnetic presence that draws people in, and his good looks are only matched by his air of confidence and authority. He is the epitome of masculine beauty, and his gaze alone is enough to make hearts race. He stood beside the king, not smiling, with his jaw clenched. His nose flared as he looked around the room, as if he smelled something. He stared at me for longer than was comfortable, and I saw his lips twitch into a small smile. The entire room bowed and curtsied to him, but he only had eyes for me. Galma Arthur stepped between us, breaking the gaze. "Oh my goddess," Harmony exclaimed, covering her mouth. "He's the most gorgeous man ever seen." "He is appealing," I agreed. "To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nobin, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Eleanor, he's amazing." She dragged me over to where Alpha, Anwar and Alex were talking with the royal wolves. She cleared her throat and smiled expectantly. "Oh, my apologies, girls," Alpha Anwar said. "Let me introduce you. King Orsand, Prince Edmund. These are Beta Kenrick's daughters, Harmony and Eleanor." We curtsied to the 2 men as they looked us over. "Happy birthday," King Orsand said. "It's nice to meet you both." That's when I felt it, a faint, indescribable feeling. I looked up at the prince and saw him staring at me again. "To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nobin, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm." Noticing, stepped in front of him and started speaking. Harmony and I returned to the dance floor, taking that as a cue to leave. As we danced, I couldn't help but feel like the prince was watching me. I wasn't sure what to make of it, but it was a strange and unsettling feeling. Despite this, I enjoyed the rest of the party with my sister and our friends, grateful for the love and support of our pack. Chapter 2. All right, everyone. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm, my mother announced. The first time I knew Wolf shift. Men, you will go to the northern gardens. Ladies, we're going to the southern gardens. I watched as Alex walked through the front doors with Alpha Anouar. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. And the other high-ranking men. Come on, weirdo. Harmony grabbed my hand, dragging me to the patio doors that led out to our flower garden. Wait a second. Harmony looked around the room and smiled, waving at Rich. I want to say bye real quick. We're coming right back. I laughed. I know. But I'll be coming back, a woman. She giggled. I watched as she skipped across the room and right into Rich's arms. He spun her around, kissing her deeply. She whispered in his ear and a grin spread across his face. Harmony hurried back to my side as we walked to the center of the circle of ladies. I reached out for my sister's hands and grasped them tightly. The moonflowers that covered the garden were in full bloom as we took our place. Our mother approached us, a wary smile on her face. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Girls, to my agent extraordinaire, night丨heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. The moon is almost at its highest point. Artemis is looking down upon you both. The first shift hurts a little, so don't be worried about that. It's just your body adjusting to the change. I love you both and I am so proud of you. Thanks. Mom, I said quietly, hugging her. Love you. Mom. Harmony joined the hug. Always, she replied. A tingling sensation started in my toes and the tips of my fingers quickly spreading through my entire body. I watched as Harmony grew long, blonde hair all over her body. Her face contorted as her nose vanished and a snout replaced it. Her fangs glistened in the moonlight as her grasp on me loosened. I glanced down and saw that both of our hands were replaced with paws. An intense burn came from deep within. I felt my body was going to erupt into flames. The pain came from my bones as I heard a sickening crunch and crack, forcing me to my knees. I let out a scream as the moon shone brighter and brighter. The light enveloped me to the point I saw nothing else. Just as suddenly as the pain started. I wasn't in the circle anymore, though. I wasn't even on my family's grounds. It was emptiness. A complete void. Dear child. I looked around. As much as my wolf neck would allow me. Do not fear. I have been waiting for this day for a long time. Who's there? A beautiful young woman appeared before me, surrounded by the moon. Who is that? I am Artemis, goddess of the moon, goddess of the woodlands, and your mother. You can hear me. I thought in my head. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. My darling daughter. What do you mean? You are my child, a wolf, born under the light of the full moon. It is your destiny to protect the balance of nature, to defend the weak, and to honor the ancient ways. But how? I don't know anything about being a wolf. You will learn. You are strong and brave, and you have the love and support of your mate. And I will always be with you, guiding you on your journey. I still don't understand. Why is this happening? I could feel the panic setting in. This was too much. This was all unreal. 18 years ago, when your earthly mother was pregnant with your earthly sister, I used her body as a vessel to give the earth a physical form of myself. You wait. What? In my form, I am unable to birth an earthly child. There is something coming to my beloved wolves that will require someone with God-like abilities to help, she explained. That feeling I've had. I ask, yes, my darling. It's coming soon and you will need to help the king save your kind. What is it? She shook her head. That I do not know. I just know that something is coming and it is a threat to you all. Why me? Because, my sweet Eleanor, you're my child. Holy me, Artemis said. That can't be, goddess. I was born. I've been with my mother and father all this time. If I am your daughter, why didn't you come for me sooner? To protect you. If others knew of your existence, it would have put you in jeopardy as well as all of the packs. How can I help? I'm not a warrior. I'm small. I've never fought before. You'll discover more. Now go. Embrace your true nature and fulfill your destiny. She kissed my cheek and the bright moonlight encompassed her before darkness took over again. The void around me started to fade, and I felt myself being pulled back to the physical world. I opened my eyes to see Harmony standing in front of me, a look of concern on her face. Queen Amelia took a step forward. Are you okay? I nodded, my chest rising dramatically with each breath. What is that? Harmony asked, staring at my face. What? On your forehead. Right below your hairline. What is that? I reached up and ran my fingers along my forehead, feeling nothing. Eleanor. What happened? Mum asked, running to me. I don't know. What's the first shift supposed to be like? Well, not quite like that. What happened? You shifted, and then collapsed. Oh, I stood and looked around. Standing. I'm fine. Connie, Mom asked. Harmony is right. What's on your forehead? I don't know. Nothing. I don't feel anything. What does it look like? It looks like a moon with a bow in it, Todd. What really happened during your shift? She insisted. Can we talk about it when there isn't such a large audience? I asked quietly. She nodded her head. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Everyone, let's get back to the party and let the girls be for a bit. Are you okay? I replied, still trying to process everything that had just happened. Come on, let's go explore our new forms. Harmony grinned and took off running, her wolf form sleek and agile. I followed after her, feeling a sense of excitement and purpose growing inside me. This was just the beginning of our journey as werewolf, and I was ready to embrace my destiny. Once our wolves had enough freedom, we returned to the gardens and shifted back to human. We hurried back into our gowns and to the grand ballroom, where the men had all returned. I looked around for Alex. It should be time. I frantically searched the crowded room, desperation and despair consuming me as each second passed. Where is he? Where's Alex? And then, I saw him. He was standing near King Orsand and his father, Elfa Anwar, but Prince Edmund was nowhere in sight. My heart skipped a beat, and I started to make my way toward him, but before I could take more than a few steps, I saw him sniff the air and turn around. Suddenly, I felt a spark in my stomach and a strange smell overtook all others. Is this it? Is this the moment I've been waiting for? But as Alex approached, the look on his face was one of confusion and uncertainty. He furrowed his brow and sniffed the air again before shaking his head. This is wrong. This is not right, he said before pushing me aside and walking straight up to Harmony. I stood there in shock, tears welling in my eyes, as I watched Alex walk up to Harmony. He wrapped his arms around my sister and kissed her passionately. The entire room fell silent as they stared at the two of them, and then at me. My cheeks burned with embarrassment and my throat felt tight with emotion. He's not going to do what I think he's going to do. Ashley whispered from behind me. I don't know. It's public. He would never do something so tacky and taboo. Right. I looked at her, tears streaming down my face. My mouth hung open as my cheeks felt like they were on fire. My stomach clutched and I could feel bile rising in my throat. But as I watched, my worst fears were realized. Alex nuzzled Harmony before biting her, marking her as his mate in front of everyone. Holy shit. He marked her in public. Ashley gasped. Chapter 3. My face felt like it was on fire. People's gazes shifted between the newly marked pair and myself. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨Heartfelt thanks for your unfading patience, enthusiasm. What did you do? Alpha Anwar bellowed, storming toward his son. Oh shit, Ashley whispered loudly. There is some serious drama going on here tonight, Ash. I looked at her, tears streaming down my cheeks. Girl, you dodged a freaking bullet here. I'm sorry, but had that been you, you deserve better than this hot mess. King Orson murmured rather loudly and Queen Amelia looked completely disgusted. I locked eyes with Rich momentarily. He looked shocked and mad. He finally screamed. You're not watching this anymore. I refuse to allow it. Ashley grabbed my hand and dragged me across the ballroom toward the stairs. As we stormed past Alex and Harmony, she glowered at them. You two are shit for doing that like that. I looked back as they stood, nuzzling one another. Nobody else, besides Alpha Anwar, had even dared to move. Not even our completely mortified parents. Ashley held my hand tight as she pulled me up the stairs and all the way to my bedroom. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨Heartfelt thanks for your unfading patience, enthusiasm. You stay. I'll be right back. I nodded as she shut the door behind her. I sat on the floor, sobbing and hugging my knees. There was a soft knock on the door and a voice called out, Can I come in? To my agent extraordinaire, night丨Heartfelt thanks for your unfading patience, enthusiasm. I sniffled, recognizing my friend's voice. Yeah. Can I come in? I stood up and opened the door a crack, allowing Ashley to poke her head in. Hey there. I looked at her and sniffled. Ashley nodded sympathetically. I know this is really tough, but I brought something that might help. I bribed the bartender and got us this bottle of champagne and some glasses. Want to try to drown your sorrows a little? She held up the bottle and glasses, and I reached out my hand to take one. Maybe not everyone saw what happened, Ashley said, trying to comfort me. Everyone saw. I wailed, collapsing back onto the bed. I can't believe this. Why would he do something like this in public? I loved him. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨Heartfelt thanks for your unfading patience, enthusiasm. I can't understand why he would humiliate me like this. I know it's hard to understand, but the whole concept of a mate bond can be really confusing. Maybe he just couldn't control himself, Ashley said. But what about Harmony? She's my sister. She could have at least told him to wait until the marking ceremony. I was so sure he was my mate. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Feeling hopeless. I know, Ashley said, handing me a glass of champagne. It's ucks that this happened, but if he couldn't even wait to mark his mate privately, maybe you dodged a bullet by not being with him. You deserve someone who will treat you with respect and love. I know, but it still hurts. Why couldn't he wait like a normal wolf? How am I supposed to go back to school and face everyone after this? Feeling overwhelmed. It's not that bad. I rolled my eyes while chugging the bubbly in my glass. It's worse than bad. It's completely humiliating. Yeah, that is pretty bad. I doubt anyone's going to care. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. They're going to care. They're going to talk about it. The future alpha marked his girlfriend's sister. In public. At their birthday party. This is the biggest news to hit the pack in years. She sat next to me and put an arm around my shoulders. If anyone says anything, you want me to beat them up? I can do that. I let out a small chuckle. No, just give me more champagne. I don't think anyone would really blame you if you took a few days off of school. Since we are graduating in just a few short months, maybe there's a way that you could rework your entire schedule to not go to class. How would that be possible? So you know I work in the office as an office aide. Yeah. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I happen to know some rules when it comes to senior wolves and their schedules. What kind of rules? A rule that says the wolf with the highest grades, who is 18 and desires to run for local council after graduation, they can work closely with the head of the strategy department and not go to class. I do like strategy, I mumbled, and Council President Andrew is knowledgeable and nice. Indeed. Yeah, that can work. I can do that. But I am definitely taking like 2 weeks off of going back to that place. I don't want to see anyone. As we sat on the bed, the door flew open. Harmony jumped up and down in the doorway. What do you want? Oh my God. Can you believe it, Eleanor? The future alpha mated with me. Yeah. I fucking know. My boyfriend. Get out. I don't want to see you. What? You're not happy for me. Are you, Dents? Happy for you. No, I'm not happy for you. You humiliated me in front of everybody. Why would you mark each other in public? I never want to speak to you or him ever again. Get out. Her smile vanished as she stood staring at me. But you're my sister was. I was hoping you could help me when the time came to become Luna. Are you out of your absolutely ditzy, heated, idiotic mind? I'm not helping you. I'm doing nothing for you. Go away. She pouted and stared for a minute. You heard Eleanor? Right. Ashley asked, glaring at my sister. Oh, okay. She shut the door and was gone. Was I to mean? Staring at the wood. To mean? Hell no. You had every right to be pissed. It's not really their fault, though. I mean they can't help that they were mated. That's something that's determined before we're born. They didn't have to rub it in the way they did. They could have done it privately like you're supposed to. I mean we're wolves. We're not uncultured animals. Some things are meant to be done in private. I guess. I poured more champagne and sipped it slower. I still felt a little bad for yelling at Harmony. What are you going to do with 2 weeks of nothing? I don't know. Travel around the packs. Experience life a bit. Find your mate. Nudging me. I smiled a bit now. I don't even want to think about that right now. I think just doing some traveling will do me good. I've been having this weird feeling lately. Like something is not right. Okay. There's something else. I pushed my hair out of my face and showed her the moon and bar marking on my forehead. Okay. That's weird. What is that? This is going to sound so incredibly crazy and insane. I'm still not sure if it's real or I was hallucinating. And you have to absolutely swear to not tell anyone. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Pinky promise. When I shifted, I went into this black void. The Goddess Artemis was there. I'm sorry, what? I'm not finished. That's not even the craziest part. There's more. Yeah. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Her eyes were as wide as saucers. So, she approaches me and tells me, get this, I'm her daughter. We're all Artemis's daughters and sons. No, like her legit daughter. Her child. What? Right. How you and Harmony are twins. That's where I was confused. But Artemis said that since Mom was pregnant with Harmony at the time, it was easy to put me there. Since she's a goddess, she couldn't give birth. She said something bad was coming and wanted her child to help save the Pax. Something bad. Yeah, the feeling I've been getting the past few weeks. What if that's it? And not turning 18 and shifting for the first time. I shrugged my shoulders. I told you it sounded crazy. Are there other children? I shrugged my shoulders again. I don't know. She didn't say there were. Maybe there's something in the archives. She suggested. Maybe. I'll go there before setting off on my great adventure. I want to adventure. Come with me. What? Come with me. I don't know. I mean, you think I should? What are we going to miss? Sitting in class doing nothing for the last few weeks of school. The rest of our finals. There's 3 left. We can do those and then leave. I can postpone taking a few weeks off. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. That'll be fun. That'll be awesome. Ashley bounced excitedly on my bed, nearly spilling her glass of bubbly. Yeah. Wolves don't travel without their pack, though. No, but we're not leaving forever. Just a little bit. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I can do that, yes. We finished drinking the champagne and made our plans for going on an adventure. I hoped that it would be nothing but fun, but that nagging feeling was in the pit of my stomach. As the sun started to crest the horizon, I heard the jovial sounds of laughter below my window. Everyone must be leaving. I stood and watched as everyone filed out of the house and towards their cars. I spotted Harmony, hanging on to Alex, as he left. She giggled and kissed him as they walked to his car. I hope she just leaves. She kissed him long and hard before turning back to the house. There's that electricity again. I felt a tingling in my body, and that was so odd. My gaze was drawn to the royal family. Prince Edmund stopped and looked around before looking up at my window. My throat seemed to suddenly feel so dry. Our eyes met and the feeling intensified. No. It's nothing. You're crazy. Who are you staring at? Ashley called, laying on the bed. Oh, nobody. Everyone's just leaving my birthday party. Your party? Did you even get cake? I shook my head. I don't really like red velvet tea cake. That's Harmony's favorite. Let's get some sleep so we can get these plans put into motion. Sounds good. I lay next to Ashley and talked until the sun was high in the sky, eventually drifting off. Chapter 4. I sat at the breakfast nook in the kitchen poking at a plate of waffles while staring out the window. My heart hurt and the house seemed more like a prison with each passing minute. Hey, Harmony said, entering the kitchen. I stood, dumped my plate in the sink, and brushed past her. Come on, Elle, don't talk. She sighed heavily and left the kitchen through the opposite door. You can't be mad at her forever, Mom said, standing in the library that was right outside the kitchen. Sure I can. It's not her fault. Mom, I don't care. I'm hurting. This is the worst betrayal. I hate her. I hate him. I hate being here. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Come on now. No, Mom. Why can't anyone just let me be sad? Why can't anyone understand that I'm hurting right now? This is an exciting time for your sister. You should be happy for her. I don't want to be happy for her. I've loved Alex for as long as I can remember. I was convinced he was my mate. He's not. I'm not going to be able to just turn that off right away. Honey, when you meet I cut her off before she could finish. No, Mom. I'm not staying. I'm not helping Harmony plan her future with the man that I loved. Ashley and I are leaving for a few weeks after finals. Leaving. To where agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Everywhere. We're going to visit the other packs and just get away. She teased and shook her head. I don't like that idea. We don't just leave the pack. I don't belong here, Mum. I'm not dealing with her being the next Luna. I can't. I felt the tears spill down my cheeks. She sighed heavily and nodded. I have to go to school. I'll see you later. I grabbed my bag off the desk that sat in the corner and made my way for the front door. My heart dropped seeing Alex's car sitting in the driveway. I could feel vomit rising in my throat. Hey, Ellie. You won. I turned and walked away from him before he could even finish. Hey, come on. Don't walk away from me. Don't talk to me. I'm your future Alpha. You can't speak to me like that. I just did. Leave me alone. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Stop. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I'll tell you the same thing I told my mom. I'm going to be in my feelings right now. You marked Harmony in public, at our birthday party. You could have had the decency to talk to me first. A heads up, something. But no. I didn't even get that. You literally pushed me out of your way, Elle. I looked up when I heard the familiar beeping of Ashley's car. Come on. Lucia, get in. I smiled lightly and hurried to her convertible. She lowered her sunglasses a bit and wrinkled her nose at Alex. EWS at your house. I nodded. Let's just leave. So I have news for you. News. It's 7 am. What news? I'm magical. How, Ash? How pissed would you be to take all of your finals today and just leave tomorrow? But, how why? That's a lot of tests. Dean Anderson heard about what happened and called me this morning. Why did he call you? Duh, Ellie. He knows we're BFFs. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Can I finish? Yes, please finish. So I explained our plan and he was actually on board with it. He said if we wanted we could spend today taking all of our finals and just be done. Just like that. I narrowed my eyes at her. That's 6 finals today. Why is he being so nice? He's a nice guy. He's just a strict disciplinarian. But he does care about us. I guess. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's leave tomorrow. What about your parents? Mom is too focused on Harmony right now. She probably won't even notice I'm gone for a few days. Dad, though, he might miss me. I'll talk to him tonight. Pops will be hard to talk to. He's very, I don't know. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I laughed a little too hard. Dad was very dad. He was the ultimate dad even if he was beta of the pack. He always had the best advice and in his own way showed he cared about the 3 of us. Tristan was his favorite though. He was the oldest and was being groomed to take over for Dad one day. I didn't really feel like I fit in anywhere anymore. I just kind of existed in the family. Want to go in through the back? To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. We can take the back hallways to the office and get our tests. I nodded as she pulled into a space in the far corner of the lot. I grabbed my bag and we hurried inside before anyone could see me. The back halls were creepy and always very dimly lit with a weird, dank smell. It's creepy back here. Yeah, but you don't have to see anyone, Ashley said. True that. She pulled out a keyring and opened an unassuming wooden door labeled office. Good morning, Mabel, Ashley said to the white-haired woman sitting behind the desk typing away on her computer. Oh, good morning. She looked over at me and gave the pity look. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? I'm okay. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Thanks for asking. Is Dean Anderson in? In his office. Ashley turned on her heels, grabbed my hand, and dragged me down a long hallway. She knocked lightly on the glass door before entering, not giving the Dean time to answer. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. So ladies, is it okay if we get started on most tests? I'm expecting it to take all day. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. He held out two thick folders. My stomach dropped to the floor. You ladies can take them in the library. I already let Miss Green know that you'll both be in there all day. Great. Miss Luna, can you stay back for a second? I sighed inwardly. He motioned for me to sit in one of the chairs in front of him. I heard what happened last night. I nodded. Ashley also filled me in on your plans. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. She also told me about what happened when you shifted. I groaned. She has such a big mouth. She was right to tell me. Do you plan on telling anyone? He shook his head. No, but I do have some ties to the royal city. I furrowed my brows. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. The archivist at the Royal Library is a friend of mine. She has access to very, very old documents. Documents that you may find interesting, sir. I made a phone call after I spoke with Ashley. When you make your way to the royal city, be sure to go to the Royal Library and ask for an Oakley. An Oakley? He nodded his head. Yes, she knows about your special situation. You can't trust her. She's very knowledgeable in this subject and can help you do some research. I nodded. Thank you, Dean Anderson. I really appreciate it. It's not a problem. You're a good kid. Very smart, and you were done dirty with this whole mating thing. I really am sorry, and I do understand you're needing to get away. Please, be safe while you're traveling. Be wary of the rogues that are roaming the borders of all the packed territories. I will. Thank you. I stood and hurried from his office. What was that about? Ashley asked. Let me tell you. I explained everything he said as we walked to the library. I did my best to ignore the stares and whispers from everyone in the hallway. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I sighed and turned to see Rich running toward me. Goddess, what does he want? Ashley groaned. What? I heard you're single again. And well, since I'm single now, I'm stopping you right there. I held up my hand. That's an immediate no. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. No what? But why? You're not my mate. There's no spark, no desire. It's a no. We could do a forced mate. How about that? EW, no. Ashley grabbed my arm and dragged me away from my sister's now ex-boyfriend. We took up a table in a far room of the library and shut the door. The day was about to get ridiculously hard with the massive amount of testing we had to get done by 3 p.m. But then we were free. We could leave. Chapter 5. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I'm starving. Go eat then. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Trying to figure out the math problem in front of me. Do you want to eat? I'm not going to the cafeteria. Are you crazy? She sighed heavily. I put my pencil down and looked at her. Let me finish this up and we'll get lunch. She smiled big and sat back. These tests look so bad. We're almost done though. Are we leaving tonight? In the morning, I suggested. She nodded. That's a good idea. Did you tell your parents? Not yet. I honestly don't even know what to say. That's not a bad idea. My mom would totally freak out if she knew I was planning on leaving for an extended period of time. You didn't tell them yet. Kind of I did. I left my dad a voicemail. She laughed. He's intense. I nodded my head. Gamma Arthur was a very intense man who didn't have much of a sense of humor. Luckily for Ashley, she took more after her mother. A great sense of humor and fiercely loyal. I'll tell them tonight. What if you meet your mate? That would be awesome because he obviously doesn't live in this pack. Neither does mine. You've only been 18 for a day. You don't know that yet. You've only been 18 for 6 months. I rolled my eyes. And I've had 6 months of roaming the streets of the pack searching and searching and searching. She feigned fainting and lay on the floor. I laughed again. Doesn't matter either way. I need to leave. Right. While you finish that up, I'm going to the bathroom. I nodded as she hopped up and left the room. I tried to focus on the numbers that were blurring on the page. My head felt heavy and blackness was creeping in around the edges. Oh, what I muttered. I sat there, breathing heavily as the room went pitch black. A bright light began emanating from where the wall should have been. Hello. A woman's form appeared in the brilliant light. Artemis. Mother, she corrected. Right. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I sat back, not as freaked out as I was the first time. Why are you here? I have felt something off since yesterday. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. What is it? I don't know, but the magic that is involved is greater than even my own. Becoming problems are able to mask themselves even from me. I sat up more and leaned forward. Who has the power to do something like that? The only ones who have the ability to stop gods and goddesses from seeing them are other gods and goddesses. Oh wow. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. So who do you think? I really do not know. I'm going to the royal city. They have the most comprehensive library of all the packs. I'm going to try and find out information on just the coming threat. I could feel my cheeks burning. I quickly looked down. I know this all seems so surreal, but you must believe me. It just seems so crazy. I gave you a mark. Others do not believe it. I've been keeping it covered. Those who have seen it haven't believed. She pursed her lips and cocked her head to the side. Can I ask you something? To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. My dear, Why did you make my sister to Alex? The future Alpha and your sister. I nodded my head. You are destined for something far greater than the future Alpha of Moon Mist. What could be greater than being you, Luna, and being with the man that I love? It is not love that you feel for him, an infatuation. You will lead a mighty army and protect all of my beautiful wolves. You will find your mate, my little love. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I must go. Be careful as the threat looms over you all. I nodded and watched as Artemis, my mother, vanished and the room returned to normal. I blinked a few times and saw Ashley standing in front of me. What the hell is going on? What? You were just like sitting there, like in a trance. Are you okay? Well, you remember me telling you about Artemis. That was what that was, huh? Artemis was here. In this room. Yes and no. I went back into that abyss and she was there. What did she want? Ashley asked. Apparently there is a threat looming over us all. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. What threat? She doesn't know. She can't see it. Ashley sat down. But she's a goddess. Yes, which is why she thinks another god or goddess is behind this. Oh, my goddess. What are we supposed to do? I shrugged my shoulders. Stop it, I guess. How do we stop something that we don't know about? Hopefully something will be in the royal city's archives. So this is a lot. Let's go eat and focus on our tests before we focus on saving all of wolfkind. That sounds like a good idea. As we left the library, the bell for lunch rang. Awesome. Now I do have to see everyone. It'll be okay. I rolled my eyes as we entered the somewhat empty cafeteria. I hurried into line and grabbed my food as more and more people filed in. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I heard Harmony call. You have to be kidding me. Can't she take a hint? I turned to look as she and Alex, hand in hand, came towards me. Oh no. What don't you two understand? No. I don't want to see either of you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't know either of you. I snapped. You can't speak to us like that. I am your future Luna and Alex is your future Alpha. You have to acknowledge us and our relationship. You can both fuck right off. That is enough. Eleanor, you will not speak to us this way. We can't help that we're mated and in love. Oh my goddess. I don't want to hear anymore. Stop talking to me. I can banish you from the pack. Then do it. I don't care. I turned on my heels with my tray and left them both standing there. Hey, wait up. I stopped and waited for Ashley to catch up. What are you going to do if he does banish you? I shrugged my shoulders. Not care. I can be a rogue. I can apply to another pack. I mean, I'm smart and useful, I'm sure I would be accepted. Maybe my mate is from somewhere else and I'll find him. She sighed heavily. Don't worry about me. I will be fine. This is just a new thing and I'm still just really mad at the whole situation. I understand. So let's eat. Finish up these tests. Pack. And leave for the foreseeable future. I nodded and hurried back to the library. As I ate the mystery meat and some random vegetable that jiggled on my lunch tray, I hurried through the rest of the math testing. The English, wolf lore, and the ancient tales were simple enough to finish. It was all information we'd been told since the day we were born. Ashley and I handed the folders to the dean and left for our separate homes. Do you want a ride? I shook my head. No, I think I'll run. That's a 10-mile run. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noble, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Not human. Run. As ho. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Yeah. Have fun. I'll be at your house at 7. Make it 6. I want to leave before everyone wakes up. Sure thing. I turned toward the woods and ran across the field, feeling my bones cracking and stretching as I forced on to all fours. Silver first sprouted from my body as my wolf took over. She was happy to be out and to run. The smells, sights, and feelings of the earth beneath my paws were heightened. About a mile from our house, I stopped short and sniffed the air. It was a strange metallic smell that assaulted my nasal cavity. It was almost overpowering and burned. My wolf whimpered a bit, but I urged her on. Let's get home. We can tell Dad. He can get a patrol to look for the smell. She whimpered again. We can't deal with it. Let's go home. Dad will handle it. Chapter 6. As I emerged from the woods behind our manor, I shifted back into a human. My inner wolf still whimpered as the metallic smell seemed stuck in my nose. Dad. I yelled, running in through the patio door. Dad in the office. Honey. Hey, Dad, I said breathlessly. What's up? To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I was running home and about a mile into the woods. There's this weird smell. What kind of smell? You'll have to get used to heightened senses. Not looking up from his work. It was really metallic and like old dirt. Metallic and old dirt. I'd never smelled anything like it before. Anything else. Yeah, it smelled like old meat. Like when a steak is left sitting on the counter too long. He stood and hurried to the patio door. Kissing my forehead, he ran from the room. Dad, Don, do you worry about it? Honey, I'm just sending a patrol out to the woods. Stay home. Oh, where did your father go? Mom asked, exiting the kitchen, to find out the weird smell I smelled. Oh, okay. Is everything okay? I shrugged my shoulder. I don't know. Maybe. He's sending patrol out to check the woods. Huh, that's strange. I'm sure he'll figure it out. I kissed her cheek and went to my room. Maybe I should tell them that I'm leaving. I shook my head and tossed my backpack on my bed before digging through my closet for my suitcases. What do you take when you're leaving home for like a month? I asked myself. I looked around and realized that I relied on a lot of my stuff. I guess I'm packing as much as I can. A knock on the door disturbed my rushed packing. Who is it? I called out. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I put my bags under my bed, and unlocked my bedroom door. What's up? Mom, dinner is ready. Great. I'm starving. Alex is here, never mind. I'm not hungry. You can't avoid them forever. Sure I can. Watch me. She sighed heavily. You're going to have to come to terms with this. I shrugged my shoulders. I don't think so. Well, come have dinner. Nope. I'm not hungry. Yes, you are. Nope. My appetite is suddenly gone. I'll have Henry put a plate in the fridge for you in case you get hungry later. Whatever. I closed and locked the door behind her, pulling my suitcases out again. My stomach growled at the thought of whatever Henry made. His food was always delicious. Digging through my closet again, I picked a variety of outfits from more outdoor and hiking to fancy dinner party. You never know what you'll end up doing, I guess. I put the suitcases into my closet and lay in bed staring out my window watching the sunset. My doorknob twisted back and forth as though someone was trying to enter. Go away. Answer the door. No, go away. I heard the low growl Alex did when he was mad. Open the fucking door. I told you no. Go away. Talk to me. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. You do not get to call me that. Only my friends do. You are not my friend. Go away. I'm fed up with your attitude. Eleanor, is there a problem? I heard my father's muffled voice. No, Beta. I'm just trying to talk to your hard-headed daughter. Do you really think that is a good idea right now? What is her problem? Alex asked. Seriously. You're asking what her problem is. What is her problem? Let's think about this for a moment, shall we? You should be able to critically think if you're going to be the alpha of our pack one day. You dated Ellie for how long? I don't know. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeline Milburn, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. You dated Ellie for 4 years. Then suddenly, and in public, you marked her sister in front of her, and used your brain. How would you feel if someone marked her in front of you? She doesn't have a mate, though. That stung. That hurt deep in my heart. She does. She simply hasn't met him yet. And knowing my daughter and how special she is, he's going to be 100 X's more of a man than what you have shown everyone you are. That is out of line, Beta. And it's out of line for you to stand at my daughter's door, who is not your mate, screaming at her in my house. I would appreciate it if you either spent your time with Harmony in her room or not here at all. I heard Alex let out his low growl again and couldn't help but smile. I love you, Dad. Hey, honey, open the door for your old man. I hopped up and unlocked the door. Hi, Dad. He kissed my forehead and hugged me tightly. Hi, daughter. I smiled and wrapped my arms around him. You're the best. Oh, I'm all right. Did the patrol go out? That's what I came up here to find you for. What was it? Well, it was strange. They found a dead deer. A dead deer smelled like that. That's what's strange. The deer did not. It was the metallic smell that you picked up on. It was the red water that was left. The red water that was left. Yes, the creature was drained of it. It's quite strange. I've never seen anything like that before. What would be able to do that to a deer in the forest? I questioned. We're not sure, Drive. Lyndon was dispatched to the scene, so he's doing an necropsy to find out more about what killed it. I pursed my lips and folded my arms in front of me. Is this what Artemis was talking about? Share your thoughts, Dad asked. Dunno. Just wondering what's lurking in the wood. That's all. Me too. He turned to leave and my mouth went dry. Hey, Dad. I have something to tell you. What's that? Honey. With everything going on with Alex and Harmony, I took all of my finals today. Oh. Dean Anderson allowed that. Yes, Ashley arranged that for us. As she did as well. He questioned. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeline Milburn, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Why, well, we're leaving. Leaving? Leaving where? The pack. Wolves don't leave their packs. I know. And it's not forever. I just want to travel a bit. You know, see the other packs. See more of our world. I've never left Moon Miss before. How long are you planning on being gone for? Just a few weeks? Maybe a month. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeline Milburn, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Make sure you head to the Royal City. I am friends with the Beta of Winterlake. She's very smart and very kind. I'll let her know that you're coming and she'll be able to show you around the city. Her name is Marsha Brandywine. I nodded. Thanks. Dad, no problem. Pup, just be careful. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeline Milburn, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeline Milburn, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I will be. I'm your daughter, aren't I? You are, and we are the definition of careful. He left my room and I let out a big sigh. A month of no harmony and no Alex. Chapter 7. I curled up in bed and quickly fell asleep, completely forgetting about dinner. My nerves really did get rid of my appetite, and the fact I had the approval of at least one parent put my mind at ease. I awoke well before my alarm. I lay there staring at the little red numbers on my clock slowly ticking towards 6 a.m. Around 5:30 I towed to my bathroom and got a quick shower, hoping that nobody heard me. I hurried through getting ready, not bothering with my hair or makeup. Pulling on my shoes, my phone started vibrating. Here? On my way. Did you tell the parental units? Just Dad. I'm leaving Mom a note. She'd totally freak out. Yeah, I told my dad to. He was okay with it. Mine too. Weird. Wait. I'll be down in a minute. I grabbed my suitcases and snuck down the hallway. Want help with those? Dad asked behind me. Oh, my goddess. Why are you awake? I figured you would be leaving before everyone got up. Plus there's an early morning meeting with Alpha. About the deer. I questioned. He nodded, grabbing my suitcases. I sighed heavily and followed close behind. Do you girls have food for the road? We were gonna stop before leaving town. He handed me a sack full of biscuit and sausage sandwiches, muffins, and a few cookies. To add to the unhealthy things you'll be getting. Thanks. Dad donned. Do you worry about it, pup? He wrapped his arms around me and squeezed tight. Be careful. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm, and have fun. I will. I'm leaving Mom a note. Don't worry about it. I'll let her know. You sure? She'll take it better coming from me. She'll understand why you left though. She knows this has been really hard on you. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you too. But you won't be gone forever, so I'll see you in a little bit. Right. Make sure you let me know what happens with that deer. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Definitely. I'll call you later. Now hurry before the whole house wakes up. I nodded and kissed his cheek before running out the door to Ashley's car. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Beta. Dad waved to my friend. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Make sure you take care of my daughter. I will, sir. You to have fun. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. That's the plan, bye. She honked her horn, assuring everyone would wake up, and sped out of the driveway towards the border of our pack's territory. We are stopping at Denijo's for fuel for the car and for food. Dad sent us with a bag of biscuits, sausage, muffins, and cookies. Holy carb overload. I know. He wants us to eat healthy. Biscuits, sausage, muffins, and cookies. I laughed lightly. It's Dad's version of healthy. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. So we have the bag of carbs and then whatever we find at Denijo's. She makes those really good apple turnovers. Healthy, Ashley said. They have apples in them. Apple pie filling. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I mumbled, shrugging, while pulling out a sausage biscuit. I took a huge bite and already had one out and ready for Ashley because no wolf could resist the delicious smell of my dad's homemade sausage patty. Okay, so they're good. I know. fresh sausage. Dad uses his own mixture of spices and stuff in them. They are so good. She pulled up to one of the gas pumps to fill up her car while I pulled out my wallet. I get gas this time and you get snacks. Sounds like a plan. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. You know what I want? Of course. Ash spicy Doritos, zinnias, and a diet drive pepper. Rightio. You eat weird food. But you love me. I do. Weirdo. I went into the store and grabbed a little basket, loading it up with everything I thought we could possibly want to eat until we reached the next pack territory. I heard the door ding while perusing the drink selection, choosing juices, sodas, and waters to add to my growing basket. Looks like you're going somewhere, a voice asked behind me. I spun on my heels coming face with Alpha Anwar. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Good morning. Just a little ride. A lot of snacks for a little ride. I chewed my lip while staring at the basket. I guess we have stuff left over. I know you're leaving. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I looked down at my shoes. Dattenhan. He told me after the meeting. The meeting is over already. There wasn't much to talk about. We have no update yet home. I stared at the basket of junk food. I figured he'd tell you, but after we left. Is it because of Alex? My cheeks flushed. Partly. I've heard about the terrible way he and Harmony have been acting. I am sorry. It's not your fault. I raised him better than that. He shouldn't have marked your sister the way he did, and he should have known to give you space. I pursed my lips and looked down. Talking about it felt like just reopening the wound and rubbing salt into it over and over again. I want you to know, you have our blessing to go on this trip, sir. The Luna and I talked about it, and we feel that this could be good for you. You are a smart girl. We could maybe use what you learned to help our own pack. I smiled at Nan. Now, when you get to the royal city, I'll send word to King Osan to let him know that our Beta's daughter is visiting. He'll be able to help you with anything you may need. I don't know what to say. Just say you'll come home, but only when you're ready. Yes, of course. Good. Be safe, dear child. I will. To my agent extraordinaire, night丨heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Thank you. I dropped the basket and reached out to hug the man. I heard the clerk at the counter gasp as he hugged me back. Once we finished our conversation, he was gone just as quick as he arrived. I grabbed a few of the Appleton-overs and headed to the counter. This should be it. The clerk rang me up and Ashley and I were on our way. Did you see Alpha was here? He came to give us his blessing for the trip. She raised her eyebrows. He did. That's good. So where to first? I think the next territory over is Misty Pines. I pulled out a map and examined the territory's borders. Ugh, Misty Pines. There is nothing there. Oh, I'm sure there's something. We've never been there, so hopefully we can keep busy for a few days before moving on. Off to Misty Pines. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode of the story, please give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe to get notifications for updates.